although it's still not 11 a.m. yet. My name is Kiyonobu Kuwahara. I will officiate today's service. And then before we will start the service, I would like to go over the service briefly to share some information, because I believe some of you first time to attend a Buddhist funeral service. So after this explanation, I go back to the, back there, and then I will hit the bell, tolling of the bell. And then I will give a short, like a Buddhist ritual, a sutra, short sutra chanting, and then I present Buddhist name to them to start to have a Buddhist funeral service for him. And then that is kind of one portion, one ritual. So that's why, opening words comes here. So that's when we will start so-called memorial service or funeral service. And then thank you, Steve, for being a chairperson today. ありがとうございます. So Steve will address opening words, and then we will have a sutra chanting Shoshinge, which is a summary of the teaching of Jodo Shinshu, our Buddhist school. And then so today you may have received this like a handout for sutra chanting. So the sutra part begin page 5, and then actual Shoshinge starts page 7. So you are welcome to join sutra chanting, and then also you can silently follow the English translation at the bottom of each page. And then during this sutra chanting Shoshinge, ushers will invite you to do an incense offering. And then for those who are not familiar with incense burning, oshoko in Japanese, maybe you can find this illustration, explanation in the pew pocket. And then you can know how to do this incense offering, Buddhist incense offering. And then after that, incense offering oshoko by representatives. And then we have a 3 for today's service. And then singing Gasa Namo Amida Butsu. The lyrics is on this side, right side of the program. And then personal history eulogy, word of remembrance, Dharma message, and then Gobunsho is you may receive small piece of paper with the title White Ashes. So I will read this. And then closing remarks, flower offering. This flower offering, Steve will give some explanation what to do, how to do. So this is today's Buddhist funeral memorial service. So I believe the service will be like a hour, almost hour, long service. Okay. So now I'm going to begin the service with the tolling of the bell. Namandavts, 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 namandavts. So now I'm going to present the Buddhist name to them, but before the presentation Buddhist name, I will have a short sutra chanting Kisampoge, which is also in your sutra handbook. Namandavts, namandavts. 同族自主と各本無常心生自人難年仏法無難言愚本混合し王朝断知る願入未打開帰依が将来生存が一心奇妙人実法保証信用会法系東証部一日謀殺心眷属等無料将軍牛変芸十字三元会自己万未満地行縁未縁生自人未人受刑も未も空有無空有承知未承知妙学有等学少女混合心総一年後家督涅槃者ガト元気妙三仏膨大尊無芸人図力妙が願少女ガト元気妙三条等現象学仏大悲心常時無大者小願教カビ年々検証部ガト口心皇后来流天昆布釈迦仏末法死有者弥陀本税願極楽死要門上三等栄光即生無償心外栄菩薩道頓行一条会雪劇三宝養仏真相実法合者仏六通承知が根性に尊行公開浄土門願に四空洞苦平等性一切同発膨大心往生安楽ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブガセビソン空読寺修善無変尿海水小逆前言症状者衛生主上小非Buddhist name presentation. Buddhist name Shaku Kensho is presented. Mr. Ben Takeshita. I take refuge in Buddha for guidance. I take refuge in the Dharma for guidance. I take refuge in the Sangha for guidance. Namandavts, namandavts. Namandavts, namandavts.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Steve Okamoto, and I will be the chairman for this morning's service. Just a quick personal note. Ben and I have been friends for over 50 years. We first got together when he was the chairman of, excuse me, not chairman, with the JACL in San Francisco. And we were working together quite a bit during that time because that was the time of redress for the JACL. And then times passed, and then we hooked up again when he and I were members of the Tan Foran Memorial Committee. We were there for about 10 years, and we really relied on Ben because of his knowledge. He was a young boy during the Tan Foran years, so we needed his perspective so we could put together a really nice Tan Foran memorial. So we will begin the service. Reverend Kuwahara will chant Sambujo, which is on page 5 of the Sutra Chanting handout. He will then offer dedication. And following the dedication, Reverend Kuwahara will chant Shoshinge, which is on page 7 of your handout. At that time, we would ask you to come up and offer incense, oshoko. The ushers will direct you when to come up. Sensei.
ありがとうございます。ナマンダーブツナマンダブツナマンダーブツナマンダブツナマンダーブツナマンダブツ。ナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツ。Dedication, Hyobyaku. Today, we observe a funeral service for Mr. Ben Takeshita, who passed away on October 17th, 2025. The end of life is inevitable for all beings. We may recognize the truth of Buddha's teaching that everything in this world is impermanent. And yet, as we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, we find it difficult to accept this truth in our hearts. With great compassion, Amida Buddha established a vow to lead all sentient beings to the realm of nirvana upon their departure from this world, and bring about their attainment of the highest enlightenment and complete liberation from suffering in samsara. Because of this vow, Ben has now become enlightened one, or Buddha, who compassionately embraces and guides us on our journey to liberation from suffering. May we encounter the guidance of the Buddha and deepen our appreciation of the Buddha's compassionate benevolence. May we remember with gratitude all we have received from him and reaffirm that we continue to spiritually receive the guidance within his embrace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu. So now I will start sutra chanting Shoshinge. Then at some point, Asha will invite you to offer incense. Himyo umuryo junyorai Namo fukashigi Hozo bosatsu in niji Zai seiji zai obusho Token shobutsu jodo in Kokudo ninden shizen mak Konryu mujo shushogan Chohotsu keu daigu zei Goko shiyu ishi shouju Jusei myosho monjippo Fuho muryo muhenko Muge mutai koen no Shoujo kangi chieko Fudan nanji mushoko Chonichi gakko shojin setsu Issai gunjo mukosho Hongan myogo shoujogo Shishin shingyo gan ni Joto gakusho dai nehan Hishi metsudo ganjoju Nyorai shoi koshuse Yui setsu mida hongan kai Gojoku akuji gunjo kai Oshin nyorai nyojitsu gon Nohotsu ichinen ki aishin Fudan bon no tokune han Bonjo gyakuho sai enyu Nyoshu shinyu kai ichimi Seshu shinko josho go Ino suiha mumyo an Tonnai shinzo shi ummu Jofu shinjitsu shinjin ten Hinyo ni kofu ummu Ummu shige myomu an Gyaku shinken kyodai kyoki Soku o chozetsu go akushu Issai zenmaku bonbu nin Monshin nyorai guzei ga Butsu gon kodai shogesha Zen nin myo fundari ke Mida butsu hongan nenbu Jaken kyo mannaku shujo Shingyo juji jin nin nam Nanchu shi nam mukashi Indo saiten shironge 中華自治騎士構想現代諸公聖書意明如来本税大き釈迦如来両河線異種五明南天寺龍樹大寺首都世質の財派有無権先絶大乗無情報召喚議事昭安ら賢治南行六六新行異行指導楽億年弥陀仏本願次年即時入筆上唯の上昇如来語法大悲具税音天神菩薩増論説奇妙無下公如来永寿たら献身実光線の長大聖願こういう本願力栄光移動群上昇一心記入空読大崩壊筆逆入大英収集特使蓮華造世界即昇信用発祥人有本能林源人図入生寺恩寺王下本師鈍乱両天使上皇乱消防殺来三蔵ルシ十条教凡上宣行喜楽法天神菩薩論中下報道因果見世願大元根こういう他力症状死因唯信心枠前本部新人法承知承知即涅槃必死無料光明道小宇宙上開封系同釈結晶道南小唯明浄土活入万全自力変言宗円満特合感染症三不三心軽音言増末放滅道品一生増悪地偶税死安尿害小明化全道独明仏性意公愛上三行逆悪光明明号兼任年会日本願第一会行者少女金剛神狂気一年総王後用意大東逆三人即将発祥四条楽原神公開一大教返帰安尿官一切先祖終身反戦人法慶二道小弁流極重悪人唯小物が薬剤非摂取中煩悩証言水風剣大非無権上昇が本資源空明仏教連民全幕本部に新宗教商公編集戦弱本願偶悪性現来生自臨伝下決地義上位昇し即入弱上無意楽筆致新人異能入愚教大寺修士等上祭無変極上悪道族自主具道心唯化心死高祖せナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナモアミダああああんぶんなあああもあみだあああんぶなあああもあみ 安部なもあみだんぶなもあみだぶなもあみだぶ本願力に相ぬればむなしくすぐるひとぞなき功徳の方かいみちみちて煩悩の俗し隔てなし如来上家の生寿は小学の花よりけ小して衆生の願へことごとくすみやかにとく満足すがんにしくどく平等性一切道本菩提一心往生安楽ナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツ
Now we have the Daiho Shoku, which is representing a different organization offering incense. So we will have from Sakura Kai Senior Center, Mr. Sam Uchihara. Representing JSA, Catherine Hashimoto. Representing the Contra Costa JACL, Yoko Olsgaard. And representing Rosie the Riveter, Jim Oshima. Yeah, please rise if you're able for the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated. Now for a personal history of Ben, Kevin Bukai.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kevin Mukai. I am the son of Michiko Mukai, who is Ben's younger sister. Earlier, we were going through Ben's history, and he has a very rich and personal history. So there's a lot here, but I think it's really insightful about Ben's contributions and who he was. So Uncle Ben, who's brother of Michiko Mukai, was born in Alameda, California on August 2nd, 1930, and he was the sixth child of Manzo and Hatsumi Takeshita. Ben's parents had 6 boys and 3 girls. Their second son passed away in infancy. The Takeshita family moved to San Mateo in 1934 because Ben's maternal grandfather, who worked as a landscape gardener in San Mateo, wanted to go back to Japan, and his father took over the job. In 1934, when Ben was just 4 years old, his mother took him and several siblings to Japan for a visit that would leave a lasting impression. Some of the older brothers stayed behind in Japan to attend school, becoming what the community called kibe, children born in the United States but educated in Japan. This would shape the family's cultural identity for years to come. Ben has had fond memories growing up in San Mateo, playing handball with his grammar school friends and learning many Japanese games from friends who had recently come from or returned from Japan. And for many, Ben's life changed dramatically when World War II broke out, and it would have been it made a lasting impression on his life. Ben was only 12 when his family was first sent to Tanforan Assembly Center in San Bruno, which was a converted racetrack where families lived in horse stalls and makeshift barracks. And from there, they were moved to Topaz War Relocation Center in Utah. And for many families, Topaz would have been the end of the ordeal. However, for the Takeshitas, the experience grew even more painful. In 1943, the U.S. governor then ordered all of those over 18 to answer the loyalty questionnaire. And all of those who had answered no to questions 27 and 28 were sent to Tule Lake in California. Ben's older brother, Satoshi, and Yuzuru were Kibes. They had answered no on that questionnaire, and not because they were loyal to the Japanese emperor, but it was their way of protesting for the mass incarceration of Japanese Americans without due process of law. And to keep the family together, the Takeshita family all went to Tule Lake. And it was rumored that those in Tule Lake would all be sent to Japan in exchange for American prisoners held in Japan. So therefore, Ben and his siblings attended an intensive Japanese school while at Tule Lake, just in case. So after the war ended in 1945, the family returned to San Mateo, and those were difficult times because the internees lost everything they had before the war and had to start from scratch. Ben at that time worked as a schoolboy, going to school and working for a family with cooking, washing dishes, gardening work, and cleaning the pigeon cages in their backyard. So after graduating from San Mateo High School in 1950, the Korean War started. So Ben joined the Army and was sent to Fort Ord in Monterey, California for his basic training. Because of his ability to speak Japanese, he was qualified to attend the U.S. Defense Foreign Language Center in Monterey, which is a famous language school. After a year of intensive training in Japanese language, he was sent to Japan and Korea to interrogate the North American prisoners. Then his father got ill with cancer, so he got a Red Cross emergency leave to return to the United States and ended his entitlement time at Fort Ord, spending weekends back in San Mateo. So when at the San Mateo Buddhist Temple had their annual talent shows, Ben enjoyed singing. He loved enjoying lip syncing to Al Jolson songs, the vaudeville entertainer. And it was at these talent shows that he saw this girl singing Japanese songs. Her name was Fumiko. That was the beginning of Fumiko and Ben's relationship. And 2 years later, they were married in May 1956. After Ben finished his military service, he ended UC Berkeley, right here, and graduated with a BA in public administration. After graduation, Ben began a lifelong career in civil and public service. Ben worked with the state as a manager of various offices in Contra Costa County Employment Development Department. And while working there, he belonged to the International Association of Personnel and Employment Security, or IAPES, and interpreted for the Japanese delegates when they came to the annual conferences held in various locations in the United States for over 40 years. He served as the president of the California chapter of the IAPES and was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award in 1999. Before the Japanese delegates returned home to Japan, Ben and Fumiko would invite them over to their home in Richmond for a Japanese home-cooked dinner with one room remodeled to a Japanese-style tatami floors. Ben was active with the Contra Costa JCL and served as the governor of the Northern California Western Nevada District in 1979. He was involved with promoting the redress movement with John Takeshita, who was head of the committee. And he was a recipient of many honors for his volunteer work in the community and was president and board of director of Sakura Kai when it was formed in 1973, and was also involved with the JSA Community Center. They had many fundraisers to support these organizations for seniors. And one of them was the Friday night bingo held at the Southern Alameda Buddhist Church in Union City. And he was the Friday night bingo caller for many years. So after 42 years, Ben retired from the employment department. In 2000, at age 70, he was like the pink Energizer bunny, like the one that was pounding drums and going on and on. He enjoyed his retirement, bowling 3 times a week. And he talked about his internment experience at Rosie the Riveter Museum in Richmond twice a month. And that was his mission, to tell people what happened to the Japanese community during World War II, so it will not happen to any other race of people. In 2012, Ben began serving on the committee to raise funds for the Tan Fran Assembly Center Memorial, built to remember the history of the Japanese American incarceration and to ensure such justices will not be repeated in the future. And after 10 years, it finally had its opening ceremony and dedication in August of 2022, where the San Bruno BART station is located. One of Ben's lasting gifts is the oral history interview recorded in 2018 for the Japanese American Service Committee. In that interview, he spoke honestly about the pressures his family faced, the shame imposed on them by society, and the emotional weight carried by many from Tule Lake long after the war ended. And in doing so, he created a record not only of his own life, but of the resilience and complexity of Japanese Americans whose stories have too often been simplified or forgotten. His willingness to speak openly about trauma, identity, and injustice ensures that future generations will better understand the human cost of wartime incarceration. This past year and a half, his health began to decline, and Ben passed away peacefully on October 17 at the age of 95. Rest in peace, Uncle Ben.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, words of remembrance from Ben's sister, Michiko Mukai.
You've heard Ben's accolades and accomplishments, so now I'd like to share what it was like growing up with Ben throughout my adulthood. He was 5 years older than me. I had 2 sisters who were 7 and 8 years older than myself to be my playmates. So my playmates were Ben and Roy, who was 3 years older than me. One day, I tagged along with them to visit their friend. Their driveway had red rocks, and I fell and had a bad gash on my knee, which started to bleed. So Ben picks me up under my arms, he hoists me up and tells Roy to grab my legs, and they ran home for 4 blocks. I'm sure their friend's mother would have treated him with a Band-Aid, but I guess they panicked when they saw blood running down my knees. That scar remained with me for a long time. During the war, we were first sent to Tanforan Assembly Center, and the only plaything Ben said he could carry when in his pocket was a bag of marbles. Later, when we went to Topaz, Utah, Ben would take out his bag of marbles, and he taught me how to play. Use the big marbles and shoot the smaller marbles out of the ring drawn in the sandy desert. The winner was the person who shot the most marbles out of the ring. If I say so myself, I got pretty good doing that. Besides being hot, dry, dusty there, brothers discovered the poisonous scorpions and red ants never seen in San Mateo. I watched him capture and kill a scorpion and put it in a jar filled with alcohol and to show off his trophy. With the red ants, they got an empty large mayonnaise jar from the mess hall and filled it with the desert sand and put the captured ants in the jar, and gradually the ants would dig tunnels, which we were able to witness. Our lives changed drastically at Tule Lake internment camp. We went to the intensive Japanese school in case we were deported to Japan in exchange for American prisoners. But when the war ended, our family returned to San Mateo in September 1945. Ben was eager to assimilate back to the American culture. In high school, he learned how to play the trombone in the high school band. He joined the drama club and sang in the chorus of Gilbert and Sullivan's operas like The Mikado and The Pirates of Penzance. As soon as he saved enough money, working as a schoolboy, he bought a used Model T Ford. He was so proud of that car. He gave us a joyride, chugging along Skyline Boulevard in San Mateo County to San Francisco. But coming back, the fog rolled in, and we could barely see a foot ahead of us. There was dead silence as Ben drove slowly, but with a sigh of relief, he got us home safely. By the time I graduated from high school, my mom and I were the only ones left home. My older siblings had flown the coop, so it was Ben who took me out to dinner to San Francisco to celebrate my graduation. Fast forward, Ben and Fumiko enjoyed going on cruises. On one of them, Fumiko told me that there was a talent show, and they invited anyone from the audience to come up the stage and show off their dance routine. So what does Ben do? He goes up and dances the tankobushi, what he learned at the San Mateo Buddhist Temple. And he wins first prize, a bottle of champagne. Yep, leave it to Ben to do something like that. Every now and then, he would get together for lunch with sisters and cousins in San Mateo, since we hardly saw him when he was busy with his activities. After catching up with what's new, what's happening with each of us, he would always pick up the bill. After my husband passed away 10 years ago, Ben and Fumiko drove me and my older sister, who had lost her husband some years before, to their Lawrence Welk Resort, their timeshare in San Diego, for a week of relaxation, seeing a musical show, and to the casino nearby. Thank you, Ben, for everything you did for me. Tears well up since I lost my older sister just 4 months ago, and now Ben. One by one, 5 other siblings have passed away. How grateful I am to have them in my life, and to my parents who gave me my life. Okage-sama de, because of them, my life was enriched, and I've come this far. reflecting with gratitude and a settled mind. Last but not least, thank you, Fumiko, for supporting and standing by Ben through thick and thin for 69 years of marriage. How fortunate Ben was to have you and cooking his favorite meals and being his sole caregiver while he was declining in health at home. And coming to visit and going to visit Ben almost daily at the hospital, and later twice a day at Vail Health Center. Ben truly enjoyed and appreciated you. Arigato, Fumiko. Take care. Continues to stay well. 頑張ってね。生だ、生だ。
Thanks, Michiko. Sounded like Ben was a lot of fun. Now we'll hear a Dharma message from Reverend Kuwahara Sensei.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to express my condolences to the family members of Ben. So it is really meaningful. Family members, friends get together, come to the temple here today to observe this memorial service, and then showing our appreciation, gratitude to him. So listening to personal history, eulogy, and then also Michiko-san's, words of remembrance. He was a, great guy. He was a, wonderful community leader, and then father, and then, uncle, and then, so I can tell how, great he was, and then how important role socially he took. So I gave a Buddhist name to him today, Shaku Kensho. Yeah. So the first Chinese character, Shaku, is like a family name. So everybody received the same Chinese character. It's like a family member of Shakyamuni Buddha. And then second, third Chinese characters, we receive kind of different, unique characters. So today, I gave him a Shaku Kensho. Shaku Kensho. The second Chinese character means wise. So talking to Fumi-san, asking about his personality and his life, she said he's very smart, clever, wise person. And then that's why, I'm sure he was a great leader socially. Because he was a wise, and then that's why he took a wonderful leadership. Yeah. And then the next Chinese character is Sho, right, righteousness or right. Yeah. So also he knew what to do, what is justice. So that's why as a community leader, he also did a very, very important job, important role to tell us what is right, what is wrong, and then what is justice. So that's why so today I gave a Buddhist name to Ben, Shaku Kenjitsu, wise and right. So but today during the sutra chanting, most of you offered incense, oshoko in Japanese. For those who attend the Buddhist funeral service for the first time, you may be wondering, the meaning of this, act or this ritual, burning incense. So in Buddhism, offering incense has two meanings, something ritual and something spiritual. On a ritual level, we offer a beautiful fragrance to the Buddha. by burning incense. In the same way, we also offer flowers and then candle light and then food. So these offerings adorn this altar and then help to create sacred space for this service. And through these offerings, we express our respect, appreciation to the Buddha who offers us guidance, wisdom, awakening. At the same time, Oshoko incense offering carries an important spiritual, religious meaning, especially at the funeral service, memorial service. When we offer incense, we pick a small, amount of fragrant wood powder and then put it on the hot charcoal, right? And then almost immediately, those powder changes its form. It becomes smoke, and then rises into the air, and then this powder disappears. So this transformation is quiet Dharma lesson on the importance, teaching of importance, impermanence. So everything in this world is constantly changing. Nothing remains exactly as they are, as the same. Our own body are also part of this natural process and truth. So at some point, every life, including mine and then each of yours, comes to an end. So our physical body returns to the earth, just as the incense powder turns to ash. So this truth can feel painful, especially today we observe this memorial service for Ben. And yet it also teaches us something very important. Although the incense powder loses its visible and physical form, it doesn't disappear completely. What remains is its fragrance. So when you enter this hall today, you may notice kind of gentle and like a calming scent. We cannot see it, and then we cannot touch it, but it's here. This beautiful fragrance is here. So it fills this space quietly, and then it reaches each person here, and then offers comfort in its own way. In the same way, although Ben's physical presence is no longer with us, his influence has not ended. The kindness he showed, the care he offered, and the love he shared, they do not disappear. They continue to live on in our memories, in our hearts. So they remain with us in a quiet and unseen way, like a fragrance of the incense Oshoko. Furthermore, according to the teaching of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, we understand, the one who has passed, continues to, embrace and provide guidance, to us from the realm of nirvana or pure land. So although such, embrace, guidance are invisible, the compassionate presence continues to work in our lives, in our everyday lives. So as humans, we tend to focus on, what is physical, what is visible. Yet in truth, our lives are deeply shaped by things we cannot see, like a care, support, love, guidance, connection. Those things that quietly sustain our lives every day, each day. So the Buddha, Amida Buddha, sincerely wishes us, each of us, to become aware of these unseen working influence directed towards us. And then with those awareness, deep awareness, to live more deeply and meaningfully, live more deeply, meaningfully. So one day, we too will reach the end of our lives. When incense is burned, its physical form disappears, but its fragrance remains. In the same way, we may gently ask ourselves, when our physical existence comes to an end, what will remain of us? What will remain of us? So the answer depends on how we live each day of our everyday life. So by deeply listening to Buddha's teaching of compassion and then wisdom, and then by living with gratitude all the care, embrace, love, guidance directed to us from Ben, and then from Buddha, from Bodhisattvas. May we work a life that is truly deep, meaningful, and fulfilling. So this is my Dharma message for today's service for Ben. And then now I would like to read White Ashes. I think some of you received a small piece of paper titled White Ashes. So in our tradition, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, memorial service, funeral service is a very important occasion to remember the deceased and then show our gratitude to the person. But at the same time, we receive the guidance, gift from the deceased to kind of occasion, chance to think about how we will continue our lives. So that's why in our tradition, we read this White Ashes, hoping each of us think about how we live this, our limited life in this impermanent world. So I am going to English translation of this White Ashes, but you can follow the small piece of paper in your handout. Okay. In silently contemplating the transient nature of human existence, nothing in this world is more fragile and fleeting than the life of a human. We have not heard of human life lasting for 10,000 years. Life swiftly passes. Who can maintain their form for even 100 years? Whether I go before others or others go before me, whether it be today or whether it be tomorrow, who knows? Those who live before us are as countless as the drops of dew. We may have radiant faces in the morning, but we may turn into white ashes by evening. When the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are instantly closed, and our breath stops forever. Our radiant face unavoidably changes its color, and our attractive countenance like peach and plum is lost. Although family and relatives gather and lament, there is nothing else that can be done. The body is then carried out to an open field and vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving only white ashes. Nothing is more real than this truth of life. Such is the fragile nature of human existence. Death comes to young and old alike without discrimination. Therefore, all of us must become aware of the importance of the afterlife, wholeheartedly entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha's embrace, and live with the Nembutsu practice, humbly and respectfully. No one doubts, no one doubts, no one doubts, no one doubts, no one doubts. No one doubts, no one doubts. Yes.
We will now hear words of appreciation from Wesley Mukai.
So on behalf of the family, thank you to Reverend Kuwahara for his help planning this funeral and for officiating today's service, to the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, to Judy Kono for assisting and coordinating, and to Steve Okamoto for being chairperson. I'd like to also thank Daisy Sotelo for preparing the program, for printing, and for helping Fumiko in so many ways. Thank you to the church ladies who helped with the otoki, refreshments. the pianist, receptionist, ushers, the tech person for setting up the live streaming so all of our cousins and friends from afar could view today's service. And thank you for the generous koden and cards, your kindness and support during the bereavement. Fumiko especially wants to thank Mr. Doug Yamamoto, Daisy Sotelo, and Mr. Larry Sakai. So thank you all for coming to bid farewell to my Uncle Ben. Please join us for refreshments afterwards in the social hall in the rear. Thank you.
We will conclude this morning's service with kokubetsu, at which time you may come forward to make a floral offering, and the rushers will direct you. I wish. Yep, she lives with us, but she's got a pretty